Real estate has gotten more expensive, houses have gotten more expensive, and people are looking for more affordable, lower cost housing options. But you don't have to live in a cardboard box to find affordable housing. Like buying a less expensive home and finding better, cheaper way to live. This has become a priority. Now, finding something that's within your budget can be a real struggle. So today we're going to go over some of these better options. This is information that can help save you a bundle on your housing costs and help you avoid the pitfalls and dangers when buying certain lower cost homes. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, you're going to know which ones to absolutely avoid. So whenever you're looking for a home to purchase, make sure you do as much research as you can up front, because there's a ton of lies and scams, and especially at the lower price points, a ton of scams. So if you've been looking around and you think there's a deal and it's too good to be true, it may very well be too good to be true. So no matter what type of home that you're buying, if you want to go to the property, make sure you go when it's sunny. Make sure you walk the entire neighborhood, walk it at night. You want to go when it's raining. You also want to go and know where the low parts are, and you also want to know where the high parts are. Because you might think you just hit a home run when in fact you find a cheap little cute fixer-upper, and the owner may even be offering owner financing. But you got to beware, because the property could be in a flood zone. What if there was a foundation crack and it was patched up? Or did the property just get a quick remodel? Or is it a pig with lipstick? Okay, so the seller may want a quick flip to an unsuspecting buyer. Don't be the victim. Just make sure you walk all around the property thoroughly, or even better, get a certified home inspector to go through the entire property and give you a property report. These few dollars that you could be spending could be money well spent. Now here's something that most people don't think about when they're buying a lower price point house: future resale value. Now many times the house is less expensive and they may have some issues, and that's exactly the reason why the house is lower priced than all the others. So make sure you fully understand all the issues, because if you ever had to sell, you want to be sure that you're not going to be losing the shirt off your back when you have to sell, right? Buyers who are desperate to find an affordable place, may have the blinders on. They may not be seeing the whole picture. Now, if you're planning on buying a less expensive home, I know you're trying to save money, and I get that. And there's a lot of videos out there that'll tell you to not use a real estate agent. And granted, I am a real estate agent, but I'm advising you to use one. And why? If you're not going to use one, just acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of scoundrels out there that are lurking, even on legitimate websites, even on apps, even on social media. This is where a lot of the scammers lurk. So I just want you to be very, very alert and aware. So you want to make sure that the seller who is actually selling owns it. And the best way to check to make sure that people who own it is to go into the local tax records. Now, you want to check to see who the current owners are. You also want to check to see who the previous owners are. And you want to follow that chain of title. Now, I know some of you have been looking to do owner finance. Here's another warning. When you do owner finance, they may ask you for a large deposit. So then make the payments over time to whoever that is. If the person you've been paying all these years didn't own that house that you were paying on, who actually owns this house? Whose property is it? So please, check that out before handing over any kind of money, and make sure that who you're dealing with is the legitimate seller who actually owns the place. Even if it looks very official, you can be going through the whole process and the contract, and you can have a purchase for a home. It's all on paperwork, it's all good. But when you get down to the tax season, you don't really own it. And honestly, you never did. So I've seen some huge chunks of money that have been handed over with nothing to show for it. I just want to make sure that's not you. Now, I know if you're watching this video, you've probably been searching for the most affordable options and may be super frustrated. So hear me out. Consider some of these options. A condo. Instead of looking for a house, consider a condo, because one of the best reasons to buy a condo instead of a house is the difference in price tags. So when you compare single family homes to condos, condos tend to be a little bit cheaper. The lower price also gives you the opportunity for a lower down payment and lower monthly payments. So this can save you some serious cash. There's also less maintenance, and because you're not responsible for the exterior of the building, or lawn mowing, or snow removal, or gutter cleaning, or any of the other exterior repairs. So I understand that a condo lifestyle may not be for everyone. Something else to consider is a townhouse. Now, if you compare the cost of single family homes to townhouses, they are relatively less expensive, and this is due in part because of the footprint that they take up and the shared walls between units. A lower purchase price is also true, so square footage can be similar to a single family house. Now, within the townhouse, you own the interior, so your home insurance rates are typically less expensive as well with the townhouse owner. And since most of them are built in rows, this also costs less to build, which can contribute to a townhome being a little less costly to maintain. Now also, townhouse owners pay an HOA fee, a homeowners association fee. The association takes care of all the exterior maintenance, such as lawn mowing, snow shoveling, and that sort of thing. Okay, how about a tiny home? Tiny home equal tiny prices. That's a tiny home lie. This tiny home here is $279,000. It's not $79,000. So a lot of people think that homes are affordable because they're small. You know, the Instagram posts look great, but the reality is most people pay cash for these because finding traditional finance for this can really be a challenge. So we're talking about tiny homes on a foundation. Now, I understand you may be trying to save a buck, but many areas don't allow living structures that are less than 600 square foot or 900 square foot, depending upon the municipality or even the county restrictions. So there's a national level and a state level of safety codes and building codes. So just consider that if you've been thinking about buying a shed and fixing it up. How about buying land and building a house? Look, I'm not going to go into big detail on this one because it would take an entire video, but fortunate for you, I've already done that. So when this video is over, you can check that out in the link description below. Living off the grid. You may have thought about living off the grid in Backwoodsville, and you may want a piece of property that's not too close to society, and you may want one that's not too far away either. You know, someplace where you can get to the local hospital if your arm falls off, or Home Depot if you need supplies. But think about this, the closer you are to civilization, the more expensive that property is going to be. Now, everyone likes a deal. I like a deal, you like a deal, we all like a deal. But even though you want to live off the grid, you'll probably still need to pick up some supplies. So don't forget to factor in costs for water supply or your power supply. How about a modular home? Now, typically modular homes cost between 10 and 20% less than a stick-built home. Modular homes are also completely built indoors, so there's fewer delays from things like weather or missing materials. Also, since they're built on an assembly line, they have construction processes down to a science. And they can be built much faster, and there's a smoother process than stick-built homes do. Now, a mobile home or a manufactured home is built in a factory too, but then it's transported on wheels like this to the dealer to purchase or to a preferred location wherever it needs to be set up. Now, traditional or stick-built homes are built on site and they're permanently attached to their foundations. But you may be able to find a mobile home or a manufactured home and put it in a park. You're still going to need to pay rent for the lot itself. Now, many properties are on leased land and require you to take the wheels off and to set it up. So let's say you own land already. Just make sure that it's zoned correctly for a manufactured home, or the county or that municipality may make you move it. You know, one way to look at the quality of manufactured homes versus stick-built homes is to compare their resale values. So when considering your options, consider this. If a stick-built home resale value tends to increase over time, on the other hand, the perception around surrounding manufactured homes is that they just don't appreciate in much value. So consider your options when you're choosing a home. Let's talk about a simple small home. Now, in the 1950s, a dream was simple living and the birth of American suburbs. Thousands of post-war veterans returned home from their families. At the same time, this created a huge demand for affordable housing. So huge community developments were built, and they experimented with different designs and construction homes, like efficient assembly line process, like the mobile home almost. But the homes were affordable because there weren't many options and there weren't any upgrades, right? So unfortunately, today, many Americans would never settle for a 900 square foot house with one bathroom, no garage, no quartz countertops. And as a matter of fact, today's average 3-car garage in many new homes is the same square footage as those affordable homes that were built back in the 1950s. So this leads me to my next question. Today's average home is 2,400 square feet with a 2-car garage, a large kitchen island, ensuite luxury baths, lots of upgrades. So is it necessary to have a house with a space so you can put your car inside? Is it necessary to have a dedicated pantry, or is it necessary to have stainless steel appliances? Is it necessary to have quartz and granite and marble countertops? You know, American society has raised its standards to the point of unaffordability. So think about it. We did this to ourselves. What is really necessary when we're looking for a new house? So why are these new expenses the must-haves? Have we raised our standards to unaffordability? It's the same reason new cars don't have roll-up windows and they don't have manual transmissions. Did you know the average car in America costs $47,100? So when you're looking for your new place, please keep all of this in mind. What do you really need to live? What would make it more affordable? Now, out of all of these recommendations, you just pick out the one that best fits your living situation. So I tell you all this because I want you to use your mind. If you can keep in mind and keep your overhead low, live beneath your means, you'll have more options, more freedom in your life. And I want you to avoid the pitfalls that are costly. So I have over 1,000 videos here on this channel. My real estate team does this every single day, and they're good at it. Now, if you're moving here to Myrtle Beach area or anywhere beyond in the United States, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. So I have a network of real estate experts all over the nation I can hook you up with. Just pick up the phone, give us a call. If you like videos like this and you want to see more of them that are super helpful with real estate info, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell for new videos so you'll be alerted when they come out. I truly thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you're enjoying this. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.